Step one, you say we need to talk. He walks, assistive down. It's just a talk. Smiles politely.
These are the different positions. We have your supine, prone, lateral recumbent, your Sims position, your dorsal recumbent, your paulus, and your trendle invert. So now what I'm going to do is I am now going to demonstrate what are this position and how do we change the patient in this position. Okay, sige po. O, camera, syempre susunod sa akin. Pagkatanggal po yung mga gamit sa bed.
Ako tuloy ang walang pang video.
All the time. Okay, I need a patient. Yung hindi kalakihan, yung saktong size lang.
Yan, Lidyaw, payat. Yung pitus.
Okay. Bakit tagal ang shoes? Okay, so the first position will be your supine position. So pag sinabi natin supine, yung supine, gitna ka pa niya. Yung supine natin, nakahiga lang yung pasyente natin. Pero, we will now position our patient properly. So, paano ba ang tamang supine position? So, una, we have to place pillow. Dapat po ang pillow sa supine position nasa shoulder level. Ibig sabihin, kapag nilagyan mo siya ng pillow, dapat yung pati yung shoulder niya naka-pillow. Kasi ang common mistake ay ang
Pumutulin ko
yung pillow ay nasa ulo lang. Kapag ganyan kasi kung sobrang taas kung sobrang tigas ng pillow or sobrang baba ng pillow, nagkakaroon ng position change ang position sa neck. So kung ang pasyente mo bedridden, tapos ganyan ang position ng neck niya, ano po mangyayari? Kapag hindi nag-move lagi, magko-contracture yung neck muscles niya, yung pasyente mo lagi na nakaganon. So kung masyado naman mataas yung kanyang pillow, lagi nakatingala yung pasyente mo. Kaya nga, the proper way is kasamang sinasama mo yung shoulder para laging nasa neutral position yung neck. And then, para mabawasan yung mga pressure sa mga bony prominences, we place pillow on the foot of the patient para mabawasan yung mga pressures on the bony prominences. And then, kapag ang pasyente natin ay nakakaabot siya doon sa footboard, mas maganda po para yung foot nare-rest na dun sa footboard kasi kailangan naka-extend yung foot niya. So kapag dahil yung pasyente natin ay hindi katangkaran, then we have to place footboard. Bakit? Kasi kapag walang footboard, pwedeng lagi naka-extend yung kanyang ankle. Pag nag-contraction yan, nakaganon lagi yung paa niya. And then tinatanggal din natin ito para nag-extend or nag-flex yung kanyang foot. You understand? So this is the correct position for your supine position. Now, sabi natin, we have to change the patient position at least every 2 hours or as often as possible. So, kapag change natin, so from supine, we can put the patient on the side. After ng side, pwede mong idapa. And then on the other side, kunwari, you started on the right side, ang pagkaka-lateral recumbent niya. After 2 hours, idadapa mo siya. After nun, ititihaya mo ulit siya, and then isa-side mo siya ulit dun sa left side naman. So, dapat umiikot. So, how do you put the patient or change the patient's position in lateral recumbent? So, let's start with your lateral recumbent. Your lateral recumbent is just side lying. First, ang kailangan gawin, maintain the patient's safety. Make sure that yung side rails na malayo sa'yo ay laging nakataas so that the patient will always be safe. And then, the side rail that is near to you, pwedeng nakababa. Para tandaan natin, pag nag-turn tayo ng pasyente, we always pull the patient towards us. We never push the patient towards away from us. Bakit? Kasi kung nagpo-push ka, napalakas ang push mo, pwedeng mahulog yung pasyente, mahirap siyang habulin. Pero kapag nagpo-pull ka, you could use yourself as a barrier para hindi ma-fall yung pasyente mo. Kaya nga tandaan mo, importante talaga that we only pull people towards us. Do not push them away. Kasi when you're pushing them away, mas napapalayo sila sa iyo. Kaya nga dapat you pull them para kahit nahulog sila, ikaw yung sasakay. Diba? Tandaan, yung kamay na malapit sa'yo, itataas. Yung kamay, makinig na kayo. Yung kamay na malapit sa'yo, itataas. Yung kamay na malayo sa'yo, nasa side, nasa shoulder ng pasyente. Sa lateral recumbent, ano ang pagkakaiba? Yung kanyang paa. Yung sa lateral recumbent po, the feet, the far foot or the far leg is extended, and then you're going to hold the shoulder, you're going to hold the buttocks area, and then you turn the patient on your side. So, this is Sims position. This is Sims position. Kapag nag-flex ka lang ng paa at nakapatong yung dalawang paa with each other, that is called your Sims position. Okay? That is your Sims position. Place another pillow sa back ng pasyente mo, and then another pillow sa kamay. So, the pillows are very important. Bakit? Kasi para hindi bumagsak yung pasyente mo. Baka naman kasi wala pa man 30 minutes, nakasupay na naman yung pasyente mo. You understand? So, this is your Sims position. Pag ang paa, pantay. Ang pinagkaiba ng lateral recumbent, ma'am, hihaya ulit.
Sir, nawala na naman sila.
Recumbent, sa lateral recumbent, again, the forearm is raised, the near arm is raised, the forearm is on the shoulder of the patient, and then you're going to cross the leg of the patient. So, and then you're going to turn the patient on the side. So kung mapapansin mo, medyo malayo na yung isang paa. So ilalayo mo pa, and then you're going to place a pillow. Hindi sila magkapatong, that will be your lateral recumbent. Pag magkapatong yung dalawang paa, that is your Sims position. Clear po?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Next, another position that you will do will be your
Dorsal.
prone position. So sa prone position po, anong gagawin natin? Idadapa natin yung pasyente natin. So kunwari nasa gitna yung pasyente mo. So ang una mong gagawin, kapag gusto nating idapa yung pasyente, is to place the patient first on the edge of the bed. Okay, pwede mo kasi siyang idapa kung kahit nasa gitna. Ang problema kasi pag nasa gitna mo siya dinapa kaagad, ang tendency po baka lumampas siya sa bed. Kaya nga, ang gagawin mo, you have to place the patient first on the edge of the bed. So from the center of the bed, sa gitna, dadalhin mo muna sa edge. So how do you push the patient on the edge of the bed? First, cross both hands. Bakit kailangan i-cross yung dalawang hands sa chest ng pasyente mo? Para pag minove mo siya, walang naiiwan. Kasi ayaw natin may naiiwan sa laylayan, Lenny Robredo. Diba? Kailangan kapag sinama mo lahat, hanggang laylayan nakararating ang tulong. Diba? Hindi lang yung paparty ng paparty. And then, divide your patient into 3, and then pull your patient towards on the edge of the bed. Di ba? Ang galing i-turn ng patient ito. Maliit kasi. Okay, and then raise the side rails para hindi siya mahulog. And then, you can now move on the other side. That's the reason bakit kailangan kong i-edge muna siya. Bakit? Kasi pag tinurn ko ito, pag dinapa ko na siya, pag nasa gitna siya, baka lumampas siya dito. Kaya gusto mo siyang i-edge muna. And then, yung near arm niya, ay itatak mo sa kanya, yung forearm naman yung i-raise mo. And then, you can flex the leg of the patient. And then, you're going now to pull the patient towards you ng buo. And then, position the patient's head, and position the patient's hand, cannot have a pillow. And then, you're going to place another pillow on the patient's back. So, ito na, pwede ka na mag-perform ng back massage, pwede ka na mag-perform ng any procedures that require visualization of the back of the patient. Clear po? And then, raise the side rails. Paano ilalagay sa supine position ulit? So, ang gagawin mo lang, okay, babalik ka rin lang natin. Yung kanyang forearm nakatak, okay? Yung kanyang near arm ay naka-raise. And then raise the side on the other side. Pupunta ka lang sa kabila. And then, you're just going to roll the patient again. O naka-supine na siya ulit. Clear. And then reposition the patient. Clear po. Question so far? Ma'am, gitna. Gitna. Okay, next. Come bend. Legs are flexed. Wide. And then foot are externally rotated. So this is your dorsal recumbent. So usually po, this is the position that we do para if you have to perform perineal care, genital care, diaper change, catheter care, ganyan. So we can do your perineal, your dorsal recumbent. Clear po? Next will be your Fowler's position. Sa Fowler's position, we raise or elevate the head of the bed. Sorry. we raise or elevate the head of the bed. Ayan. So kapag ang head of the bed is around 15 to 20 degrees lamang ang kanyang elevation, that is your semi-fowlers. Kapag tinaas mo yan, para na siyang sitting position, 40 degrees to 90 degrees na, that is already your high fowlers position. And then, usually po, kapag ang pasyente pakakainin mo, kahit comatose yan, kahit tube feeding, kailangan naka-high fowlers ang pasyente mo. Okay? O kaya, nahihirapan huminga yung pasyente mo, naka-high fowlers, yung pasyente mo mataas ang BP, naka-high fowlers. Kapag naman po, mababa yung BP ng pasyente mo, hinimatay yung pasyente mo, ayan, you elevate the foot of the head, the foot part of the bed. So this is your Trendelenburg position. You understand? Tandaan natin, hindi pwedeng pagsabayin ang high fowlers at ang Trendelenburg. Oo. So kunyari, naka-high fowlers siya at Trendelenburg, ibaba mo muna. Huwag mong pagsasabayin. Magmumukhang sandwich yung pasyente mo. Oo, no. Gusto daw na nilang subukan. Hindi yung magagawa yon. The bed will not allow you to do it. Okay, so those are the different bed positioning and how you change the position of the patient in the bed. Another thing that I will teach you is how do you help your patient from supine position, sitting on the bed. Gustong umupo ng pasyente mo sa bed. So how do you help the patient sit on the bed? So first, put the patient on the edge of the bed. I-edge mo muna siya. Importante lagi nasa edge. So, put the patient on the edge of the bed, na edge. Help the patient sit first. So, ask the patient to hold your neck and then raise the upper part of the body first, and then and then you're going to pivot the patient. After that, you're going to position yourself sa harapan ng pasyente. Allow the patient to hold the bed first, and then let the patient dangle the feet first. Bakit? Kasi nga, kapag there is sudden changes or sudden movement, pwede pong bumagsak by the force of gravity, pwede bumagsak yung blood pressure ng pasyente natin. Kaya nga, wag mo munang bibitawan yung pasyente mo, baka mahilo siya. Diba? Baka mahilo, baka bumagsak. Kaya nga, sir, ma'am, nahilo po ba kayo? Hindi. So kapag hindi na siya nahihilo, then you can already help the patient. Oh, ma'am, kunin ko lang po yung taihan ninyo. Kunin ko yung ano? Taihan. Yung taihan. Now,
ayan yung upuan na may rinola. Ayan o.
Oo, buo. Sitting on a chair, from bed to chair, bed to wheelchair, bed to commode. This is what we call commode. Nagtatay ka, ma'am? Oo. So una, iupo mo muna siya. Pagkatapos mo siyang inupo, you place the commode, the wheelchair, the chair, kung ano man ang paglilipatan niya. It should be, excuse me, to this liit. Pikachu. Oo. Kailangan yan lagi ay parallel to the bed. Kailangan lagi siyang parallel to the bed. Okay, and then you could use a transfer belt, o kaya po you could use a draw sheet na pwede mong ilagay sa itatali mo lang sa waist level niya para lang ito yung bubuhatin mo kapag pagbubuhatin mo siya, para hindi yung shorts na ang bubuhatin mo, makaka-wedgie pa siya, diba? So next is you're going to position one leg between the patient's leg, and then ask the patient to hold you. Ma'am, hawak ka lang, kapit ka lang para wag kang mahulog. And then, kung hindi siya nakaapak sa, hindi pa siya nakaapak sa floor dahil hindi naman siya katangkaran, pinalo ako. So, pull mo muna para makaapak siya sa floor, and then, ma'am, at the count of 3 po, bubuhatin ko po kayo, pwede nyo pong itulak yung sarili ninyo gamit ang paa ninyo, lilipat ko po kayo sa upuan, o kaya doon sa inyong commode. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So, o kaya po, from bed, from chair to commode, ma'am, lipat ko kayo sa kama. Ganon. Clear? Questions so far? So that is your bed mobility and bed positioning. Questions so far? So sa RD ninyo, lahat po yun gagawin ninyo. Bawat mali, bawat maling posisyon, hindi ka lang nakapaglagay ng kamay sa chest. Pag nag-edge ka, mali na kaagad. Clear? Oo. So review it very well. Questions so far? Next! Give it a tap. Okay, next! So that is your bed positioning. So our next topic naman, tatlo po ito kasing gagawin natin. Okay, the next topic will be your range of motion exercises. So we will now do your range of motion exercises. Pag sinabi natin range of motion exercise, it means this is the performance of the manipulation of the patient's joints and muscles so that you will facilitate contractions of the joints para yung pasyente mo, gumagalaw yung muscles niya. So for example kasi, kung ang pasyente mo ay na-stroke, hindi niya kayang galawin ang sarili niyang muscle. Kaya nga ang tendency, kapag ang pasyente na-stroke, hindi siya nakakapag-exercise, titigas talaga yung muscles niya, nagko-contracture. Kaya nga ang ginagawa natin, tayo yung maggagalaw ng muscles niya. Diba? Kahit sa pag-ibig, di ba ma, pag di siya nagpaparamdam, minsan ikaw na anak ko push para magparamdam siya. Di ba madam? Hindi siya relate. Wala kang love life. Ha, ha, ha. Oo. Ang galing-galing ng mga estudyante ko, oh. Magkakahay. Diba? Feeling ko talaga hindi na to college. Preschool na ito. Magkakalang tayo ng Coco Melon. Kung ikaw ay masaya, tumawa ka.
Ha ha ha!
O, diba? Diba? Sila lang ang natahaha. Okay, so we have your range of motion exercises. There are 3 types of range of motion exercise. So what are those 3 types of range of motion exercise? We have your active range of motion exercise. We have your passive range of motion exercise. We have your resistive range of motion exercise. So we have your AROME. We have your PROME. And then we have your ROME. We have your active range of motion exercise, we have your passive range of motion exercise, and we have your resistive range of motion exercise. Pag sinabi natin active range of motion exercise, the patient is able to do the exercise. Ano lang ang ginagawa mo? You just tell the patient what to do. Susunod lang siya. Pag sinabi mong raise your hands. Raise your hands! Ako lang. Sige. Raise mo lang. Paling ko kayo ulit. Raise your hands. Very good. Baba ang kamay. Bring it down. Very good. Pag nasusunod na yung sinasabi mo, that is your active range of motion exercise. Taas nyo po yung kamay, baba nyo po yung kamay. Very good. Yung pong isang kamay, yung pong isang baba nyo po. O, liig naman tayo. Yuko, straight, tingala. So that is your active range of motion exercise. Sinong gumawa?
Kami.
Ikaw. If the patient is able to do the exercise, and then you're just teaching the patient what to do, that is your active range of motion exercise. Meaning to say that the patient has the strength to do it. You understand? Now, pag sinabi natin passive range of motion exercise, the patient is unable to perform. Wala siyang, di niya kayang gawin. Diba? Kaya nga sinong gagawa para sa kanya? Tayo. The caregivers will be performing the exercise. So for example, Madam Ira, upo ka dito. Ayan si Kev. Oo, kunwari nakahiga siya. Ha? Kama kunwari ito. And then, siya, comatose kunwari siya, o kaya na-stroke siya. So gusto mong igalaw yung ulo niya, hindi niya kayang, ma'am, galaw niyo nga yung ulo mo, hindi mo kaya, di ba? O, na-stroke ka nga, matigas ang ulo. So ang gagawin mo, ma'am, mag-exercise po tayo, ha? Iyuyuko ko po kayo. 1, very good. O, isa-straight ko po. 2, o yung hyperextend ko po. 3, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is your passive range of motion exercise. Ikaw yung gumawa para sa kanya kasi hindi niya kaya. So, kunyari, yung kamay niya, in-extend mo. Extend, flex. Extend, flex. Kasi kahit ikaw ang gumagawa para sa kanya, pero dahil minamanipulate mo, nararamdaman mo yung pag-move ng muscles mo, ma'am? Yes. So, ibig sabihin nun, it promotes contraction of the muscles. Napiprevent natin ang atrophy, napiprevent natin ang contractures, napiprevent natin ang muscle weakness. Kaya nga, kahit hindi kaya ng pasyente, ikaw ang gagawa. Kaya nga, it's a mortal sin. Kapag yung pasyente mong na-stroke, nakaganon. Ibig sabihin nun, wala kang ginawa. Nag-TikTok ka lang habang naka-duty ka. You understand? Kasi dapat ine-exercise yan as often as possible. Lalo na sa mga bedridden patient natin. Para nga, magre-regain natin yung strength ulit ng pasyente natin. So, pansamantala, ikaw ang gagawa. Kapag lumalakas na yung kamay, dun mo gagawin yung active range of motions exercise. So, kunwari may ginaka ha? Oo, ma'am. Pero kaya mo na. O, ma'am, sige, yuyupo tayo ha. O, dahan-dahan yuyupo yung very good. So, that is already active range of motion exercise. Ngayon, kapag nagagawa na niya, dun napapasok yung resistive range of motion exercise. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, mas meron na siyang nare-regain na strength. Bakit? Kasi dito, sabi mo sa ma'am, yuko mo po. Okay, sige, yan. Konti lang yung pagkakayuko niya kasi nagre-recover pa lang siya. Diba? Dahil yan sa ginawa mong passive range of motion exercise. So dahil araw-araw mo nang pinaka-active range of motion exercise, nagkakaroon ng mas magandang strength yung ulo niya o kaya yung muscles niya. Kaya nga ano ginagawa? You have your resistive range of motion exercise. Kunyari nakahiga siya, ma'am, sige, flex mo yung kamay mo. Kunyari, pagtanggap ko nga oh, ma'am, very good. Okay, ma'am, sige, pataas mo, ma'am. Very good. Taas mo, ma'am. Very good. Ganyan. So, nakakapag-active range of motion na. Pag resistive range of motion exercise, kaya nga from the word resistive, you will ask the patient to counteract the force that you will give. Ma'am, para mas lumakas yan, ang gagawin po natin, itutulak ko papunta sa'yo, subukan mo ngayong labanan yung force ko, ha? Sige, ma'am, ready na tayo? Sige, tutulak ko, ready? Lalabanan niyo po. Tutulak ko papunta sa inyo. Itulak niyo yung kamay niyo sa akin. Tulak niyo yung kamay niyo papunta sa akin. Ready? Go. 1, 2, very good, ma'am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, that is your resistive range of motion exercises. Clear po?
Yes.
Question so far? Now, what are the kinds? Thank you very much, Ma'am Ira. Palakpakan natin si Winnie the Pooh. So, what are the different types of range of motion exercise? So, again, sabi natin, this is the manipulation of... Nakikinig pa ba kayo?
Yes.
Nakikinig niyo pa ba?
Yes.
Online people, can you hear me? Dead, ma! Nakamute ako?
Sila. Silang lahat.
Choppy? Choppy daw ako. Okay, so what are the different kinds of range of motion exercise? So we have your flexion. Anong ibig sabihin ng flexion? Ibig sabihin ng flexion when the angle of the joints is decreased. Pag pinapaliit mo yung angle ng joints, you call that your flexion. And then we have your extension. Kapag yung angle ng joints natin ay ini-increase naman natin, that is your extension. And then we have your abduction. We have your adduction. We have your rotation. Under your rotation, we have your internal rotation. And we have your external rotation. And then we have your circumduction. Okay. Next, we also have your special movements. What are your special movements? We have your supination. We have your pronation. We have your plantar flexion. And we have your dorsiflexion. So again, this is only done for muscles and bones that has joints. Pag walang joints, wag mong gagalawin, mapipilay siya, wag mong ipilit kapag hindi mo babol. Clear? Okay, atras ng konti. Atras ng konti. Atras ng konti. Cameraman, sa harapan ka. Anong ginagawa ng cameraman? Layo pa, kailangan full body ako. Full body. Ahin mo syempre. Natatandaan nyo yung ginawa sa inyo yung elementary kayo, nung pinag-exercise kayo, yun lang din yun. Diba? That is still the manipulation of the joints. So that's from the neck, your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist, your hips, your knees, and then your ankle. Yun lahat ng pwede nating i-manipulate. So, kaya nga anong ginagawa mo? Dapat cephalocaudal ang manipulation mo ng exercise. Magsa-start ka sa ulo. You ask the patient to perform flexion of the head. So, ang flexion of the head, yuko lang. This is flexion. Kapag nasa resting position siya, that is extension. Kapag hyperflex mo siya, pinatingala mo, that is hyperextension. Hyperextension. So, ang gagawin mo lang, you maintain the exercise of the patient. So, hyperextension, extension, flexion, flexion, extension, hyperextension. So, bibigyan mo ng bilang. Everybody, follow me. Ready? At the count of 8. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. So, yun ang gagawin mo sa pasyente mo. So, kung ang pasyente kaya niya, sabi mo lang, ma'am, sundan niyo po ako. Ready ulit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kung ang pasyente mo hindi na kaya, ikaw ang gagawa. O, 1, 2, 3. Pakawakan mo siya para magawa niya. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Next, we have your shoulder manipulation. So, anong pwede mong gamitin sa shoulder manipulation? Uunahin mo ang rotation. This is if you turn the patient's hand on towards, if you rotate the joints ng shoulder toward, that is internal rotation. Pag patalikod, that's external rotation. So you will tell the patient, follow me po. Let's do with your shoulder. Isang shoulder muna. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. O, kabilang shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is internal rotation, external rotation. Pag pinaikot mo, circumduction. So this is circumduction of the shoulder. Clear? Next, we have your adduction and abduction. Pag sinabing adduction, A-D-D-C-U-T-I-O, add, it means that the shoulder angles goes beyond the midline. Pag papasok sa midline ng katawan mo, this is adduction. Adduction of the shoulder. Pag nilabas mo yan, papalayo sa midline, this is abduction. So, pagpapalayo, abduction, 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 abduction. Adduction, abduction. Adduction, abduction. Adduction, abduction. That is for the shoulder. That is for the shoulder joints pa rin. Adduction and abduction. Clear po?
Yes.
Next, we have on your elbow. So, dalawa lang ang pwede mong pagawa dyan. Flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. And then, we have your special movements for the hands. That includes the shoulder pa rin and your palms. This is your supination. Kapag ang palad ay nasa itaas, nakaharap, supination. Kapag dinapa mo yung palad mo, that is pronation. Supination, pronation. So, anong joints yon? Your wrist joint, your elbow joints, your elbow to, correct? And your shoulder joints ang ginagamit natin. Kaya nga, it's a special movement. Supination, pronation, supination, pronation, supination, pronation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, susunod natin ang hips. So, sa hips natin, internal rotation, external rotation, circumduction. Hip bone yon, hip joints, internal rotation, external rotation, circumduction. Clear? And then, adduction, abduction. Adduction, abduction. Away from the midline, abduction. Towards the midline, adduction. And then on your knees, flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. Kabila, flexion, extension. And then, pag sinabing plantar, ito yung ilalim. So, pag sinabi mong plantar flexion, it means that this is plantar flexion. Pag you're tipping your toes, that is plantar flexion. This is dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Clear?
Yes.
So, kapag ikaw ang gumawa, anong tawag doon? Passive. Pag ang pasyente mo kaya niyang gawin,
Active.
kapag may counter resistance or counter force, naglalabanan kayo.
Assistive.
Very good. Diba? Kaya nga pag ikaw ang naghugas sa bahay, ang tawag doon is passive range of motion. Pag ang asawang pinagugas mo, active range of motion. Pag nag-away kayo, sino mabubugas? Resistive range of motion. Resistive range of motion, dishwashing. Ganyan. Clear? Question so far? So that is for your range of motion exercises. Maliwanag po ba? Ay makagalaw ulit. Bakit po? Because again, sabi natin, if the patient is immobile, there are complications of immobility. That's the reason why you have to reposition the patient frequently. That's the reason why you have to regain the strength of the patient by performing range of motion exercise. So assuming that the patient has already regained the strength, you would like to help the patient to walk again, to become mobile again. Okay? So, anong ginagamit naman natin? So, we have what we call the use of your assistive devices. So, sa assistive devices, these are the devices that provides balance. This provides balance and support for patient's mobility. So, ang ginagawa nito, syempre, hindi pa naman totally fully regained ang strength ng pasyente mo to be able to walk by himself. Diba? Kaya nga ang gusto mo, well, but you want the patient to walk already. Because kapag naglalakad siya, that's the most effective exercise. Bakit? Kasi nakikarry na yung weight niya. So ibig sabihin, there is much better contraction of the muscles and recovery will be much better. Kaya nga, ito na yung time na gusto mo nang tulungan yung pasyente mo, mag-regain agad yung buong strength niya. Kaya nga, you have the patient to ambulate. So, because the patient is still weak, you would like to support the patient and maintain balance para walang accident. Doon ka gagamit ng assistive devices. Now, sabi natin, na hindi ko pa discuss kasi wala pa pala ako sa CVA. Kapag ang pasyente natin, there is what we call body weakness. Anong tawag natin sa medical term for body weakness? We have your paralysis. So if the patient's body is weak, we call that there is paralysis. So there are different forms of paralysis. The patient has quadriplegia. Anong ibig sabihin ng quadriplegia? It means that there is a full body paralysis. Kapag ang buong katawan niya ay mahina, kamay, paa, taas, ibaba, we call that quadriplegia. If the patient's the body weakness of the patient is either on the left or right. Kapag left or right side lang ang mahina, either left or either right, we call that your paraplegia. Everybody say paraplegia.
Paraplegia.
Quadriplegia.
Quadriplegia.
What is full body paralysis?
Quadriplegia.
What is either left or right body paralysis?
Paraplegia.
Kapag sinabi natin the patient has either upper or lower body paralysis, yung itaas ang mahina or yung ibaba ang mahina, we call that your hemiplegia. Either upper or lower body paralysis. Kapag either upper or lower, we call that? Kapag right or left? Kapag buong katawan? Now, syempre, tandaan natin, we have different types of assistive devices that we could use. We have what we call your wheelchair. We have your crutches. We have your cane. And we have your walker. So, tandaan natin, bago natin turuan ng pasyente sa paggamit ng mga assistive devices, you have to assess the readiness of the patient in the use of assistive devices. Sino ang kinukonsider nating ready? Diba? Na gumamit ng assistive devices, depende kung ano yung weakness ng pasyente. Tandaan natin, yung crutches, yung cane, yung wheelchair, yan ay kailangan hawakan ng kamay ng pasyente. Ibig sabihin, kung ang pasyente ay may quadriplegia, there is full body paralysis, hindi pwede sa kanya ang crutch, hindi pwede sa kanya ang cane, hindi pwede sa kanya ang walker, dun lang siya sa wheelchair. For quadriplegia. If the patient has upper hemiplegia, upper body paralysis, there is hemiplegia on the upper body, again, wheelchair pa rin. Clear? Pero other than that, pwede na yung crutches and cane. Basta't may strength yung kanyang kamay. Kaya nga, ang una nating pinalalakas, kamay ng pasyente. Bakit po? Kasi para mapalakad mo siya, kailangan yung support na gagamitin niya ay kamay. Tsaka mo palalakasin yung paa kasi mapapastrengthen mo yan sa paggamit ng mga assistive device. Pero kapag yung kamay mahina na kaagad, kahit itayo mo yan, hindi siya makakatayo kasi hindi niya kakayanin isuportahan yung bigat niya gamit yung mga assistive device. Nagigets niyo ba? Kaya nga gusto mong palakasin ang kamay. Diba? Kahit sa relasyon, ang gusto mong malakas muna kamay para tulungan ka, hindi yung paa. Kasi pag paa, gagamitin niya yung pagtakbo palayusan.
Sakit na sakit sila.
Diba? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Question so far? Ano daw? Okay. So these are the assistive devices. So una kong ituturo ang paggamit ng crutches. So this is your crutches. So, may ang ingay. This is your crutches. Your crutches has different parts. So syempre, kailangan nating alam kung paano gamitin ang crutch, hindi dahil kayo ang pilay. Kasi kayo yung magtuturo. Dahil kayo yung magtuturo kung paano gamitin ito, kailangan alam ninyo paano siya gamitin. Clear? Okay, so ang una mong kailangan is alam ang parte ng crutches. This is your underarm pad or your crutch pad. Okay? This is your hand grip. Na-adjust po yan. So tinatanggal ito para ma-adjust yung height niya. And then this is the rule and this is the adjustment knob. When you adjust it, you just press both side and then pull up. Push up kapag kailangan umikse, pull down kapag kailangan humaba ito. Bakit? Because again, the crutches, the first thing that you need to do when you are teaching the patient to use the crutches is to properly measure the crutch according to the patient's height. So you have to adjust this depending on the patient's height. So the underarm pad should be at least, tandaan natin, pakitandaan, i-take down note. The underarm pad or the crutch pad should be at least 2 to 3 fingers below the axillary. So ibig sabihin, kapag nilagay mo yan, kailangan ilalagay mo nakadikit sa katawan ng pasyente, ipapataas mo on a neutral position yung kamay, it should be at least 3 fingers below the axillary. Bakit hindi pwedeng masyadong mataas? Pag masyadong mataas, maiipit na yung sciatic nerve ng pasyente mo, lalo siya manghihina. You also have to adjust the hand grip. The hand grip should allow that the elbow of the patient is flexed. You understand? So hindi pwedeng masyadong mababa, kailangan na-allow niya pa na naka-flex yung elbows ng pasyente mo para kapag ginamit niya, yung pwersa kasi ituturo mo sa pasyente na kapag ginamit niya ito, ituturo mo na ang bigat ay dapat towards the hand grip, not on the axillary. Kasi kayo nung pinaglaruan nyo ito, nagpabigat ka dito. Diba? Wrong yon. Kailangan yung bigat mo, dinadala mo sa hand grip, hindi dun sa kilikili. Kasi kapag ginawa ng pasyente mo, nagpabigat siya sa kilikili, naiipit yung sciatic nerve, nagkakaroon ng sciatic nerve paralysis, lalo siyang hindi makakalakad. Kasi humihina yung kamay. Diba? Nag-gets niyo po ba?
Yes.
So, again, measure it according to the patient's height. How do you do that? Place the crutch on the body, near the body of the patient. Ask the patient to raise the hands. 2 to 3 fingers below the axillary pad. Kung masyadong maiksi, pwede mong taasan, press both side, pull down, tataas siya. Kung kailangan iksian, press both side, push para umiksi. Clear? Huwag syunga-syunga. Taas na kayo, tulak kayo ng ganyan. Sabi mo, ayaw pwede. Kasi na syempre nakalak, gaga. Clear? Oo. Kaka-stress na. Tapos may magkakamali pa din. On. After that you have measured this according to the patient's height, the next thing that you will teach the patient is how to stand using the crutches. Because again, anong purpose ng mga assistive devices natin? It's support and
Balance.
Balance. Nagbasa ka pa. Chimida. Diba? Hindi pa lang yung lyrics. So, you have to teach the patient to maintain balance with the use of your crutches. And how do you do that? You teach the tripod position. Ano yung tripod position? Idikit muna yung crutch. Nakikita ba? Idikit muna yung crutch on the near the foot of the patient. Place 3 inches away from the foot and then 3 inches above. So that is the tripod position. Kaya tinawag siyang tripod kasi it's a triangle. Clear? So kailangan lagi siyang naka-tripod position kasi ito yung mag-maintain ng support and balance ng pasyente. Kasi kapag ganyan siya, edi walang support. Clear? Kaya nga gusto mo lagi siyang naka-tripod position. Clear po?
Yes, sir.
Clear. Okay, then you will teach how to walk. Anong tawag natin sa manner of walking? We call that your gait. Anong ibig sabihin ng gate? Ito yung kapag may nag-doorbell, pagbubuksan mo dahil may Lazada. Hindi kaga. Gate yon, G-A-T-E yon. Pag G-A-I-T, gate, everybody say gate.
Gate.
Ang tawag dito, ang meaning nito is the manner of walking. So, pag tinatanong sa'yo, how is the gait of the patient? Kulay red po. Tapos may nakalagay po na initial ng pinido nila. Seryoso ako. May gumawa ng ganyan. Pero ano to talaga? Estudyante ko ng nursing. Okay, how is the gait of the patient? Community kasi kami eh. How is the gait of the patient? Kulay red po, sir. Gusto ko sapakin, di ba? Pag tinatanong ko paano siya naglalakad, sinabi niya, kulay red?
Kulay red yung paglalakad.
Kaya, gait is the manner of walking. So there are different forms of gait that we use in the use of your crutches. We have your 4-point gait. We have your 3-point gait. We have your 2-point gait. We have your swing to gait. And then we have your swing through gait. Okay. So, kaya tinawag siyang, ito yung mga ituturo mo sa pasyente mo, paano ba maglakad, layo. Lumayo ka, cameraman, hindi mo ako makikita ng maayos. Layo, kailangan I have a wide view. Oo. So, sa 4-point gait, kaya tinawag siyang 4-point kasi apat ang aapak ng magkakahiwalay. So, again, you have to teach the patient to start with the tripod position. 3 inches on the side of the foot, 3 inches above the foot. So, kailangan po, hindi yung 3 inches on the side, tapos 3 inches above. Wrong yon. Kaya dapat naka-triangle, kaya tinawag na tripod. So, sa 4-point gait, you teach the patient to forward 1 crutch. From tripod position, you will teach the patient to forward 1 crutch, followed by the opposite leg, followed by the opposite crutch, and the opposite leg. So, laging opposite ang paggalaw. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear po. So, 4-point gait, crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg. Kaya tinawag na 4-point gait kasi 1, 2, 3, 4. Pero tandaan, hindi dapat mawala yung tripod. Huwag kang lalakad ng 1, 2, 3, 4. Hindi dapat mawala yung tripod because that will maintain balance. So, 4-point gait. Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Everybody say, crutch, opposite leg.
Crash, opposite leg.
Crutch. Ano crutch? Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg. Everybody say,
Crash, opposite leg. Crash, opposite leg. Crash, opposite leg.
tuloy nyo.
Crash, opposite leg. 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 Crash, opposite leg.
Very good. 4-point gait. Pag sinabi natin 2-point gait, doon muna ako sa 2-point gait. Tinawag siyang 2-point gait kasi dalawa lamang ang lalakad. Dalawa lang yung ahahakbang. Dalawa ang form ng 2-point gait. There are 2 forms of your 2-point gait. We have your contralateral and we have your ipsilateral. So, dalawa ang 2-point gate. We have your contralateral and we have your ipsilateral. From the word contralateral, contra, ibig sabihin, opposite. So, again, on a tripod position, you will pitch the patient to forward, both crutch and the opposite leg at the same time. Magkasabay yung opposite leg at saka yung crutch at the same time. Crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg. That's your 2-point gate contralateral. Paano yung 4-point gate? Crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg. 2-point gate contralateral, crutch and opposite leg. Crutch and opposite leg. Kaya tinawag na 2-point kasi 1, 2. Sabay aangat, sabay aapak. 1, 2. Nandun pa din yung tripod position. That is your 2-point gate contralateral. And then we have your 2-point gate ipsilateral. Your 2-point gate ipsilateral, sabay yung parehong side. So, 2-point gate pa rin siya, pero sabay yung same side. Ipsilateral, 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 ipsilateral. So, magkasabay yung crutch and the same side of the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pero may tripod pa din. Clear? So, that is your ipsilateral. Question so far. But the ipsilateral is not frequently used. Or it is not really used. Oo. Very awkward. Pero meron kasi ganun talaga. Kaya tinuturo ko na lang. Okay? Oo. May kasing, minsan-minsan kasi may assessor na tinatanong. Para lang alam nyo. Pero in real life, you do not teach that to a patient. Because it's not effective use of gate. Clear? Next po, we have your 3-point gate. Sa 3-point gate, kaya tinawag siyang 3-point gate kasi tatlo yung aapak ng magkakahiwalay. So for example, I have a weak leg. So ito yung weak leg ko, nakatiptoe. Okay, so from a tripod position, the first thing that you will do is to forward both crutches. Crutches, dalawa agad, followed by the weak leg. Weight shift on the crutches, strong leg. Crutches weak, strong. 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 That is your 3-point gate. Kaya tinawag siyang 3-point kasi 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kaya tinawag na 4-point kasi 1, 2, 3, 4. Tinawag na 2-point, 1, 2. Tinawag na 3-point, 1, 2, 3. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Question so far? Again, para naiintindihan, hindi malilito, walang nagkakamali, walang susunga-sunga. Crutches 4-point gate, crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg. Crutch, opposite leg, crutch, opposite leg. Sa 2-point gate contralateral, crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg, crutch and opposite leg sabay. Sa 3-point gate, crutches weak strong, crutches weak strong, crutches weak strong. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Sa swing 2, from the word swing, you swing. Because I'm gonna swing like a chandelier. Like a chandelier. You swing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Parang ibang kanta na yata yun. Ay, tama siya pa din. Kasi nga, gusto ko nang
Bumitaw.
ngunit ayaw pa nang gusto ko nang pero may pag-asa pa. Mali na naman ang lyrics natin. Okay, so we go with your swing 2. Forward both crutches. Pag swing 2, after forwarding the both crutches, you will swing pero along the crutches. Huwag mong lalampasan. Crutches swing along. Crutches swing along. Kapag nagmamadali ka, ito yung swing through. You will forward both crutch and then swing across the crutches. Pag gustong tumatakbo na yung pasyente mo, Diba? Oo, huwag mong tuturuan ng swing. Baka yan ang gawin niya, papalayo sa swing through.
Padaan, may pinahuli.
Padaan na naghahanap po kayo.
Barya lang po.
That is your swing through. Question so far on the gate, on your crutches. So, question so far?
Yung tripod na po, 3 inches.
3 inches on the side, 3 inches above. Okay, the next is your cane. So your tungkol. So your cane, we have two types of cane. We have your standard cane, kapag isa lang ang furul. Ang tawag dito is the furul. Yung lahat ng mga tip nila is called the furul. And then we have your quad cane, yung apat ang furul. Siyempre, mas maganda ang balance ni quad kesa kay standard. Now, kapag ginagamit natin ito, this is also adjustable because this should be measured properly on the height of the patient. How do you properly measure this? At least, the handle should be at the level of the waist or at the level of the trochanteric crest. Kapag social ka, ang pagmatalino, ang gagamitin mo, I will measure the cane along the side of the trochanteric crest. Pag hindi ka matalino, waist level. Yeah. Oo. So ano gagamitin mo? Waist level. Trochanteric crest. Oo. Palitan natin. Pag hindi ka taga-eyelid Medic School for Healthcare Sciences, ang gagamitin mo, waist. Pag taga-eyelid ka, ang ginagamit mo, trochanteric crest. Okay. Anong gagamitin ninyo? Trochanteric crest. Ibig sabihin nun, sa waist lang yun. Or enough that the elbow is still flexed. Now, where would you position this? You teach the patient in the use of your cane, lagi itong nasa strong side. Kung nasaan yung strong side ng katawan, yun yung lagi humahawak yung cane. So, for example, my patient has a left side body weakness. Left side ang body weak niya. Nasaan yung strong side? Right. Saan hahawak yung cane? Right. So, nasa right side lagi siya. Dalawa ang uri ng paglakad ng gamit ang cane. We have your maximal weight bearing and we have your minimal weight bearing. Sa maximal weight bearing, you teach the patient to forward the crutch, followed by the strong leg, and then weight shift on the cane. Sorry, cane pala ito. And then weak leg. So, maximum weight bearing, cane, strong, weak, cane, strong, weak. Again, maximum weight bearing,
Cane strong weak. Cane strong weak. Cane strong weak.
minimum weight bearing, you teach the patient to forward the cane, followed by the weak leg, followed by the strong leg. Cane, weak, transfer the weight on the cane, and then strong. Cane, weak, strong, cane, weak, strong, cane, weak, strong. Minimum weight bearing, cane, weak, strong, cane, weak, strong, cane, weak, strong. Maximum weight bearing, cane, strong, weak, cane, strong, weak, cane, strong, weak. Clear?
Yes.
Where would you position yourself if you are teaching or if you are helping the patient ambulating with cane and crutches? Always position yourself at the weak side of the patient so that if the patient falls, you are always there to catch the patient. Because ang theme song is, catch me. Catch me. Catch me, I'm falling. Falling. Falling fast again. Clear. Or kung wala ka sa side, nasaan ka? Sa likod ng pasyente. Para nakikita mo kung saan siya pupunta. Para kapag nakita mong lumalayo sa'yo, yayakapin mo at sasabihin mo. Clear? Clear? At kakantahin mo yung gusto ko na.
Naging concept.
Asa pa siguro laban ng wala ka lang siguro yung ginawa ngayong araw na ito. Akit po ng stairs. Pag tinuturuan natin yung pasyente natin aakit ng stairs, tandaan natin, good leg, good goes to heaven, bad goes to hell. Ibig sabihin, pag aakyat, ang unang iniaakyat sa stairs is the good leg. Pag pababa, ang unang binababa or inaapak is the bad leg. So kapag aakyat yung pasyente sa stairs, anong unang gagawin? Good leg first, followed by the weak leg, followed by the crutches. Clear? Pag aakyat sa hagdan, good leg, followed by the bad leg, followed by the crutch. Paano pag aakyat sa stairs with the crutches? Good, bad, crutches. Pag bababa, crutches, bad, good. Again, pag bababa sa hagdan,
Crutches, bad, good.
pag bababa sa hagdan,
Crutches, bad, good.
pag bababa sa hagdan,
Crutches, bad, good.
pag aakyat sa hagdan,
Good, bad, crutches.
very good. Pag aakyat sa hagdan,
Good, bad, crutches.
very good. Question so far? Wala. Where would you position yourself if you are helping a patient going up the stairs? At the back. Pag pababa, in front. Pag pababa siya, sa harapan ka. Para kapag nahulog, sa loob. Pag paakyat siya, sa likod ka. Para pag nahulog, sa loob. Clear? Because what is your responsibility? To maintain the patient's safety. Anong balance? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, ito naman ang pinakamahirap sa lahat. Kailangan ito ng maraming utak para magamit mo at ituro mo yung walker. Makinig kayong mabuti dito. Baka dito pa kayo magkamali. Oo, ito kasi yung pinakamahirap talagang ituro. Okay? Ito yung kakailanganin mo talaga ng mataas na IQ para magamit mo dito at maituro mo. Baka ano ito? Teach the patient to forward and then walk along. Forward, walk along. Pag nagkamali pa kayo dito, walk ko na lang. Okay? Oo. Walang kahirap-hirap itong gamitin. Ipapa-forward mo lang, lakad. Forward, lakad. Pag nagkamali pa kayo dito, wala itong crutch, song, weak, ganyan. Ito lang is forward, walk. Forward, walk. Clear? Oo, pag nagkamali pa ito, bibitaw na talaga ako. Question so far?
No.
Pero among all the three lang ha, huwag di ko sama si wheelchair. Among all the three, who is the most stable and the most safe? Walker. Because siya yung may pinaka nag-maintain ng balance. Because when you forward it, you walk. You forward it, you walk. You forward it, you walk. Clear? Yes. Question so far? None. Okay. And of course, we have your wheelchair.
Tignan natin.
Ito din, mahirap din itong gamitin. Yung mo, itulak mo. Ayan. So, ano lang ang kailangan tandaan dito? Siyempre, una, that if you are helping a patient with ambulating with wheelchair, you always have to make sure that if the wheelchair is not used, the wheelchair locks are all, the wheelchair lock is always locked. Okay? Clear. And then, ano lang kailangan tandaan? Kapag lalabas ka ng kwarto, familiar or unfamiliar place, sinong unang lalabas? Caregiver. You always pivot your patient, lagi kang lalabas na una. Pagpapasok sa kwarto, familiar or unfamiliar, ikaw pa rin ang mauuna. Kung ito yung pinto, ilalabas mo siya, pivot it first, ikaw munang lalabas. Kapag papasok ka sa kwarto, pivot it first, ikaw munang papasok. Bakit? Kasi, kung there is imminent danger on the patient, may nagtatakbuhang bata, may nagbabal sa labas ng building, kapag nauna siya, kaya niya bang iwasan yon? Hindi. So, hindi siya makakasabing, "Oh, stop!" Diba? So, nasagasaan na siya. Kaya nga, ikaw ang unang lalabas. Para pagkakita mo, may tao, huwag ka munang lumabas. That is maintaining the patient safety. Familiar or unfamiliar places. Bakit? Because again, the patient has no capability to control the environment that the patient is in. Kaya nga ikaw yung may kakayahan. Kaya nga anong gagawin mo? Ikaw lagi ang mauuna. Clear? Diba? Sanay ka naman na gano'n, bago siya masaktan, ikaw muna. Kasi nga, ang team song mo. Ng ramp, pag maakyat ng ramp, yung ating yung tilt bar. So you just have to press the tilt bar, paakyat ng ramp. Mauuna siya. Pero pababa ng ramp, iikot mo, mauuna ka. Pag nauna siya, mauuna ka. Sa baba na, yung wheelchair, hawak mo pa. Clear? Questions so far? Okay, do you have questions? None. Okay, kung wala na po kayong tanong, that ends my demo for today. Baba po kayo sa baba ulit. RDs. 3 grades po yun. Para sa mga bagong Pokemon, kapag nag-RD, complete uniform, pagkatapos nakapusot, may hairnet yung pusot. Maliwala, lahat ng babae, yung lalaki syempre hindi kailangan. Po. Choppy pa rin ako. Tomorrow up to next week. So, mag-schedule po ako ng RD. I will be opening the RD ng afternoon sa lahat ng mga tao po na pwedeng mag-RD ng afternoon. Pero yung hindi pwede, we will follow the 6:30 class para sa RD ninyo. Okay? So, that will be, I will be opening a slot. So, sa GC po natin, I will be creating a poll. Doon sa poll po, nakalagay kung anong araw, pagkatapos anong oras. Just vote. Clear?